There we go.
Yep.
Hey everyone, welcome to the call. So glad you guys can all be on. This is our April call. So we just are going to do these once a month. If we decide we want to do them more often, we can do that. But tonight we're going to kind of go over a few things that I have gotten feedback from some of the leaders that they felt would be helpful to go over with you all. But before we do that, I was just wanting to pray really quick before we get started. I just think that'd be a good place to start. You want to do it?
Yes, I do. All right, well, let's pray.
Okay.
Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the opportunity that we have to gather together and have this meeting. We do want to pray that your will be done. As we talk about things like fears, I just thank you for the scripture that says that God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. I thank you for making us to be more than conquerors through him who loved us. And I pray that just as we talk tonight with our friends, I pray that we'd all learn something and how to overcome and how to tackle these things that are holding us back. Pray you get the glory in this time, and we pray this in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Okay, welcome to everyone that's popping on. Okay, I'm going to take a picture really quick, so can you guys smile? Let's see if we can all get in. Ready?
Not really.
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
So I have a few things that I thought would be helpful to go over. One thing I just wanted to say really quick, there are some very exciting things happening in Plexus, and we are on the cusp of some amazing things. I've been chatting with my Jewel coach, Jake. Some of you have had coaching calls with him so far. A few more of you are going to be hopping on this next week, so I'm super excited about that. But he said he's been in Plexus for 4 or 5 years, and he's had multiple jobs in Plexus, from warehouse guy to now he's a Jewel coach. So he said he's been in Plexus for a long time, for quite a few years, and there are super exciting things. He said he can't tell us yet. They're coming out in May, I think, and then after convention, there's going to be some more stuff. So just keep that in mind. You guys have, so I know some of you are brand new, some of you are restarting, some of you have been around for a while, but he said it's a very exciting time to be in Plexus, and he said if you jump in and decide to work it and really go for it the next 90 days, that you will not be disappointed. There are some fun things coming down the line. So just wanted to give a quick shout out there. The first thing that I did want to tackle is the subject of fears. I just remember back to when I started Plexus. I did not start for a business. I only started to get the products at the cheapest price. And I started researching like a crazy lady. I just love that kind of stuff. And so I was researching and realized I had a gift. I had something that other people needed to know about. And I decided, well, I can either share about it and send people to someone else that I know that's doing Plexus, or I guess I can share about it and sign people up myself. And I thought, you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. If I get compensated a little bit for sharing my story, that's okay. And so I will just say I had so many fears in the beginning, but you know what I have done? You know what I did is I did it scared. I started posting on Facebook. I started being vulnerable. That was not easy for me. I had posted about health and wellness stuff previously to Plexus, but not anything necessarily personal, like my health issues. Coming out with my health issues was scary. Hey, David. But anyways, I was just going to tell you that it's okay to be scared, but you can't let the fears hold you back. And if you actually look at the roots of what a lot of those fears are, I realized the root of a lot of my fears was selfishness. It was the fear of what people were going to think of me, what I perceived would be others' opinions. But honestly, there's been a lot more people interested and curious than has been a hater. And even some of those haters end up coming around anyways. So, and this is the other thing too, is if you don't tell your friends and your close family members, someone else will. It's only a matter of time before Plexus is like a household name. It isn't yet. It's still ground floor. It's not oversaturated, any of those things. But just FYI, I would say share with the people that you care about, because if you don't, your best friend might. And you might realize that your mom joined your friend. And that won't be fun. So, do you have anything to say about fears? Were you scared?
Yeah, I was scared to share a pink drink at all with anybody at the beginning. I wasn't going to do it. I said, no way. The guys are going to laugh me off the job site. I'm not doing it. And but you know what? The more I talk to people, the more I've realized that I wasn't afraid. I guess one of the things, if there's fears, is to take inventory. Why am I afraid? And are we afraid because the products don't work? I mean, is that why? That wasn't my reason. I knew they worked. Was I afraid because the compensation plan was bad and unfair? No, I knew that was good. So what was really holding me back? The only thing really holding me back was me. I was afraid. You know, it was a weird fear. I'd fight any of the guys on the job site if I had to. I wasn't afraid of that. But of a pink drink, no, no way. I am not doing that. And so I had to overcome. And I'll just let you know, I shared it with them and it changed some of their lives. So my fears were for me, they were completely selfish. And, you know, it's just something I had to overcome. And it's still something I have to overcome. There's moments when I'm talking to someone, I don't feel adequate to answer all their questions. I don't have all the answers. There's moments when I have some dream team people I'm still scared to reach out to. I'll be honest with you. Maybe the timing's not right. I don't know. But I still reach out to people. Even while I feel inadequate sometimes, even though I'm a little bit fearful still to talk with people sometimes, I know the products will help them. And I've been praying for opportunities. So regardless of fear, I want to be faithful. So when I pray for opportunity and God sends someone to me to talk to me about Plexus, for me, I'm being unfaithful if I don't say anything. And so I just go in fearful sometimes, and I just talk anyway. And so it's something I still deal with, and on occasion. It's getting easier. So you're not alone in any of this. So it gets easier, but it's just something that needs to be overcome, and it's something I need to do anyway, and I do.
And I was scared in the beginning too, somewhat, because I was sharing before I had my health testimony. I mean, I had seen some little positives in my own health, but it took me 4 to 6 months, and I decided I wasn't waiting to start sharing. So, and I kind of felt like, well, I'm kind of putting my integrity on the line somewhat to be able to share, but I had studied the products and I was confident with the products. I had no idea what the business was. I just knew I was getting paid. It was pretty cool. I didn't understand compensation plan until I was like Ruby. So obviously you don't have to understand the compensation plan to get paid. Just FYI.
And just one more other thing is that when I'm talking to people and I get fearful, I know that I'm looking to myself. I know I'm thinking about myself and not about the other person. And so I just think, you know, with what Plexus has done for us, what it's done for my wife's health, what it's done for us in our personal growth, what it's done for our time freedom, what it's done in light of freeing us up with time and being with my family more. I mean, why? I just have a internal battle with myself sometimes, and I think, why would I be afraid to share that with this person? Am I afraid they're going to get healthy? Is that what I'm fearful of? Am I afraid they might make some money? Am I afraid that they're going to grow to be more of what God called them to be? Am I afraid they're going to spend more time with their family? And when I start having this kind of an internal dialogue, then I kind of just get over myself and just start sharing, and it works for me.
With a gift of this magnitude, I think it makes sense why fears hold us back and why we're so scared about what people think of us, because it is that big of an opportunity. And yeah, I think it's that huge of a thing that, yeah, we can easily not share. We can easily, that's the comfort zone thing. It's our comfort zone, but it's good to reach out. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is mindset. So our mindset, I realized how much this is crucial. I realized that, like, we're doing this authentic reach out training this week on the team page. If you haven't plugged into those, you can go back and do those little challenges. And I realized they're all good. It's all great stuff. But I feel like the mindset training is key, because there's a spirit that is conveyed when you send a message, or you send an email, or you send a text. If your mindset is one of negativity, one of apology, one of you're kind of like asking permission, or you're just not solid in your belief, that will come through. It comes through as weakness and fearful. And like, oh, sorry, I don't want to bother you. No, you put your shoulders back. You come from a standpoint of confidence. You have something to share with people that is a blessing and it's a gift. If they're not interested or they don't want it, that's okay. That's not our calling. All that we're wanting to do is open a door. See if they're open, and you want to share what's been a blessing to you. So with that mindset, I feel like that's key before we make our reach outs. If you don't have the Repeat It Again app on your phone, download it and start speaking words of affirmation over yourself, over your business, and utilize the power of prayer. I will just say that because some of my Repeat It Again apps, or Repeat It Again recordings, are things about myself, about the business, about the law of attraction, some of those, I guess, taking those fears and turning them into affirmations. I feel really strongly about how important it is, because too many of us have been told lies. Too many of us think negatively. Too many of us we're held back because of the thoughts in our brain. It might be from people that have spoken words to us that we're just repeating, or there may be just verbiage that keeps repeating in our own brain. And so we have to combat that. That scripture in Proverbs where it says, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. That's true. That's a law, or a what's that called? A truth. Mm-hmm. So if you think in your brain, oh, I could never be successful. Oh, they're successful because of this and this and this. I could never do that. I hear that all the time, even in terms of being a mom. Like, I could never be a mom like you, or I could never be a dad like you, or whatever it is. Well, you know what? Yes, you can. By the power of Jesus and the Holy Spirit, you can be. Same with if you want to be successful in a business, it starts in your brain. If you can't visualize and see yourself as successful, you won't be, because that's where it starts. It starts in your mind with your thought process, because that starts fueling your words and your confidence, and it impacts you in so many ways. And I think we have no idea the power of words that we speak over ourselves, that we speak over other people, our kids, even our business. So anyways, kind of on a soapbox there, but if you don't have that app, get it, download it, and then record it. It's really fun. Your kids will have a heyday with it too. And we record all sorts of funny things, but if you need ideas, I can give you some. But I think you can just use those fears that you have, write them down, write down the opposite of what that fear is, and then just record it on your Repeat It Again app and listen to it daily. It'll change your brain.
I'd just add one thing in light of mindset, and if you don't have an accountability partner or someone that you can be honest with, and someone that can be honest with you, if you have not given someone freedom to be honest with you about anything, and you don't have freedom to be honest with somebody, I'd really encourage you to find someone that you can just you can confess anything to them, and they can do the same for you. I have that in my life. I just talked to a man this morning, every other Thursday at 10 a.m. I'm on the phone with him and we talk about everything. We talk about Plexus. We talk about my marriage, about my children, about my own personal life. And I've given him permission to speak truth into my life and to call out anything he sees. And he's given me permission to speak to him about anything. And I do. So in light of mindset, if you don't know if you're a negative person or a positive person or a joyful person or an angry person, because those things do affect your business. And if you have someone, maybe it's a spouse, that'd be the best one. And just ask them these questions. Am I positive? Am I negative? One time I sat the kids down. I said, okay, we're having a meeting. I want to know what would you change about me if you could? Yikes. Don't do that unless you're ready for some pretty brutally honest answers is all I'm going to tell you. But we need that in our life. We need it in our personal life. We need that in our business, just to give someone freedom to just tell us where we're falling short. And I think we might be pretty amazed at what other people see. So that's an encouragement.
Mm-hmm. But it's to help us be better.
Yeah, the idea is to get better. It's not to get beat down.
No.
Like, find someone not just to beat you down, but to maybe help pull you back up a little too. I mean, be careful who you choose.
Yeah, and I would second that by saying having a running buddy in your Plexus business is key. If you don't have someone like that, and maybe it's your upline, or if your upline's unengaged, or maybe just really, really super busy, find someone that's at the same kind of stage as you or level as you and work together. Because I bounce ideas off of him constantly. Carrie knows I run ideas past her. Sometimes I just have to vent to her because there's crazy things that happen sometimes. So having that kind of, if you're having a bad day in Plexus, you need someone to be able to share that with. Mm-hmm. If you don't have someone like that, then you can, I don't even know what the word is. You can get discouraged. So you need that accountability. So the next thing, Justin will want to say something about this one, is personal development is key. Sometimes, it's pretty rare, but sometimes I see people either plateau out or they have trouble getting to a certain rank. And the reason why usually is because of personal development. If everything is in place, that they're working the way that we train people to work their business, and if they're not seeing results in light of people wanting to join them in their business or just order products from them, usually it has something to do with their personal influence, and they need to work on their personal development. So I will just say, if you have not read Dale Carnegie's book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, I just read that book. It was amazing. And a lot of it I think I knew, but it was good to be reminded. And I think some people, I actually think it should be required reading in high school. That's how good it is, because everyone needs people skills. No matter what you do, you'll be more effective. I did read a book on mindset by Dr. Carolyn Leaf called Switch on Your Brain. That was really good if you're into, well, it doesn't even matter what you're into, but it was slightly scientific, but the ideas that I gleaned from the book were really powerful. Your brain affects so much. It affects all the organs in your body. It's that powerful, what your brain is thinking. So how we think matters. So did you want to share? Just
on that real quick, there's a sapphire in Plexus that I'm not under. And they encourage me. Their question every time I talk is, what book are you reading?
And you should tell who it is.
It's Rob Heffley. I'm not under him. I guess I'm under his wife. That's in a whole other leg or whatever.
He's a sideline friend.
Every single time I talk to him, that's the first question he asks is, what book are you reading? How are you making yourself a better person? So just for accountability's sake, right now I'm reading a Zig Ziglar book called See You at the Top. It's very, very good. It's excellent. And I was going to point something out. I was going to do a video on this tomorrow, but I'll just do it now. If you're on the edge and you're thinking about quitting, I don't know that anybody on here is, or if you have someone under you who's considering quitting, I would recommend this book that I just got done reading. It's called The Greatest Networker in the World, and it's by John Milton Fogg. It's called The Greatest Networker in the World. it's a very easy read, which is good for me. There are no pictures, but it's a quick read, which is nice. And it's basically a story. The format was really excellent. And it's a networker who was going to quit. And he met the greatest networker in the world, and that greatest networker in the world drew out of this guy who wanted to quit all the qualities that he already pretty much possessed. And it's kind of based on a true story. So I recommend they read that book before they quit. It's a really good read, and it's a cheap book. So anyway, just throw that out there.
Mm-hmm. And when I started Plexus, I thought it was all about nuts and bolts. You need to know how to sign people up. You need to know the products. I was ingredient guru. You don't have to know all that really, but I did not see the personal development side, that importance of it. But now that we're here where we're at, I see that it's vital, because people aren't going to be drawn to you if you're not an attractive person, if you don't possess a level of influence and attraction and value and how you interact with people. All of us can learn to be better people. Does that make sense? And so I see that as so important in our business, to be reading personal development books, working on our leadership skills, because really, if you want to grow a team in Plexus, that's all dependent on your leadership. And so if you'll only go as high in Plexus as your leadership skill level is. Does that make sense? So it's called the law of the lid, but super, super important to be always reading, always growing, always learning. Okay, so I wanted to get into a little bit more of maybe some nitty-gritty practical details. Make sure that you and your people that you're leading are plugging into the team page. So all of you know that we've condensed into one team page. And so that's where the trainings are. Right now we're doing the authentic reach out. Next week is the Silver and 7. And then the following week is we're going to do a 7-day challenge for potentials. And then the last week is an IPA challenge that we're going to do like we did last month. But just FYI, make sure people are tuning into that. If you haven't made it in your friend, like your favorites list, be sure to do that. I know encouraging your new people to do that, because I think sometimes they just scroll Facebook, and if one of the team page posts pops up, they see it. They don't actually go to the team page and scroll it twice a day. And that's what I want everyone to do, is scroll at least twice a day so you're not missing anything. Another thing is goals. That's what we really train every month at the beginning of the month, to set some goals. So I have personal goals for my personal business, and then I also have some goals for us as a team that I want to make sure that we hit. So setting those goals and actually having your people turn goals into you is not a bad idea. You can even incentivize. Sometimes I draw names for Plexus water bottles or fun stuff like that, just to get people thinking, I need to be making some goals. Because if you don't write stuff down, probably won't happen. So another thing, we added so many people last month. I feel like it's vital that we take care of all those people. Let's see. So follow-up, customer care, helping our people that joined to get their products paid for. That's a big thing. I'm changing my verbiage on that big time. I'm saying, as soon as they sign up, I want them on a call if I'm not signing them up on the phone. And then when I'm on the call with them, I want to ask them, what's your goals? Do you want to get your products covered? And all the people last month said, yeah. And so capitalize on that if they want to. Help them make their first Facebook post. Just give them the verbiage to post. It takes the fear factor out, and they're like, okay, I can do that. Help them make their Frank's list and help them start reaching out to people. Help them get silver, okay? That's a huge, huge, huge thing that we want to reiterate this month. Like, really, we can see huge momentum happen on everyone's teams if that's what we're doing. We're teaching those simple things of duplication. Some of the nuts and bolts is take time to learn every day. Just feed yourself, whether that's a product video or you're scrolling the team page. And this business is simple. I think sometimes we can get away from the simplicity of it, and we shouldn't. It's simply talking to people, meeting new people, It seems like the magic number is 1,000 to 1,500 Facebook friends. If you only have 200 Facebook friends right now, don't freak out. Just add a few people every day, and you'll be there soon. Go to your mom's list or your whoever, people in your family. Go into Facebook groups, even people that you have common interests with. And then this is just basics, but 1 to 2 Plexus posts a day mixed in with your other daily life stuff. It's just part of social media, working a business on social media. It's not salesy, it's just sharing what you love, sharing your story. Okay, and then I have a couple challenges that I wanted to go over real quick. And that is, number 1, to pray. Jessica Heffley, I was chatting with her, and she encouraged me. She said, okay, this is what, she said, I believe God will honor this prayer, is to pray for strong reds. I'm just going to share that with y'all. Y'all are on this call with me, so I'm just going to tell you that. Pray for strong reds. If you're a red, great. If you're not a red, no worries. But reds tend to get it done, and they tend to get it done pretty fast. So I'm just throwing that out there. That's how I'm praying, so you guys can join me with that if you want. And then help as many people add 3 as possible. That's something I'm wanting to really help the people that have joined me last month. I'm wanting to help them do that. Okay. Present the business. Guys, I'm just going to admit this has been a fear of mine. I don't know why. It is for some reason. I can talk about products all day long, but to present the business opportunity to people kind of freaks me out. I don't know why. I mean, once I know that someone wants that, then I'm happy to share it. But for whatever reason, I have a kind of a roadblock there. So I'm admitting that to you, but I'm also doing something about it. Like I'm being bolder in my posting to share more about the business. Because guys, listen, there's more people that go to bed scared about finances at night than their health. And we have something that can help people with their finances. And I've dropped the ball really in light of my example and I think that's why a lot of our teams have plateaued out, is just simply because we're not duplicating, we're not reaching out with the business. So we can change that. And I loved Fallon Black. I listened to her call recently, and she said, everyone on our team wants to work this business. It's so fun. Everyone wants to work it with us. So I thought, what a cool culture to have on a team. Not everyone wants to lock arms and do this. At the very least, so this is my standpoint now, is no one needs to be paying for their products. Did I say that tonight? I've been telling a bunch of people that recently. No one needs to be paying for their products that join our team. Every single person has 3 people in their life that have chronic pain, inflammation, gut health problems, or blood sugar imbalances, or that can benefit simply from multivitamins and omegas, okay? So seriously, I think that we need to have that stance as leaders and encouraging people. You know what? Get 3 people on board with you. Have them be accountability partners. Just do it together with a couple friends. And we'll see some cool things happen. Let's see. I'm excited about their people restarting their Plexus businesses. Guys, if you have wholesalers on your team that have great results, go to them and ask them if they're ready to get their products covered or if they're ready to work the business. I will just say I have dropped the ball with some of the closest friends to me simply because I've assumed that they haven't wanted to work it. But guys, you know what? I think the majority actually are kind of intrigued and would like to, but they don't have belief in themselves or they're scared. So for you to say, hey, you would really be great at what I do with this business. I think you should do it with me. Or maybe you could say, hey, you would be so blessed to be able to share with a few people, get your products covered. Are you wanting to do that? Go back and ask people that have been faithful ambassadors on your team, because they might just be waiting for you to just give them that little nudge. Anyone can work this, guys. If I can do this, anyone can do this. That's my stance. And then the other thing I just wanted to say is get creative. There's so many things that you can do to boost your business this month. Host an online sip and see. Host an in-person sip and see. Have some friends over. meet up with some friends on your team at a coffee shop and do IPAs together. That's super fun. Try new things, get creative. Do that little 90-day health journey post that I did last month, or try the product tester post. If you tried it once and it didn't really work and it didn't get that much attention from your people, maybe it wasn't the right timing. For whatever reason, it was the right timing for my audience last month, and I had multiple people join me. So this is the time of year that people are feeling sick, chubby, and they realize they need a detox. So I think we need to capitalize on that. And Justin told me the other day, he said, really, if you're not growing, then it might be a sign that maybe you're not working your business. We were chatting about this because he said, really, if you're not reaching out to at least 5 people a day, it's a numbers thing. Does that make sense, guys? He said 100 a month. We need to be reaching out to 100 a month because we don't see numbers. We don't see people joining us because we're simply not doing the work, right? He could probably say it a whole lot better with a lot fewer words than I'm saying. But just in light of, like I was honest on that video the other night, is I realized when I didn't win that planner in November that I just didn't have enough people in my funnel. I wasn't talking to enough people because I was talking with people, but it wasn't the right timing, so they couldn't join and I didn't have anyone else to ask. Not that I know that sounds weird, but those people weren't ready yet. So I didn't have other people that I was following up with. It was just, I was out of luck. So I upped my game. I started reaching out to 20 people or more a day in January. And that's been fruitful, guys. That 90-day rule applies. What you do today affects what happens in 90 days in your business.
Well, I think it's important to honestly evaluate yourself. And I don't know, for me, a couple months ago, I realized that I really wasn't reaching out to a lot of people very consistently. I was doing some things, but I was doing a lot of busy work and I wasn't doing any income producing work. And then I had to just kind of evaluate, why am I not growing? And I just had to be brutally honest with myself and just said, hey, I'm not working it like I should be. I mean, I'm doing things, I'm talking to people, I'm reaching out to people, but I'm really not going after it. And so I think honestly evaluating ourselves, being brutally honest with ourselves is important. We can't deal with stuff until we admit stuff, if that makes sense. I think just evaluate where we're at. Why are, if it's something like why are people not signing up? I've reached out to 100 people this month or 200 people or however many. I mean, I think it's worthwhile. It's worth visiting. Just, okay, so are my posts good? Are they negative? Are they consistent? Are the pictures that I post, are they consistent with health and wellness? I think we need to look at everything. Hey there, buddy. But I think just being brutally honest with ourselves, that's where we're going to see growth. Another thing I want to point out too is I've heard it a lot lately. The market's saturated. Listen, if you have the same market that you had 2 years ago or a year ago, they've probably all heard about Plexus. If you're talking to the people at Casey's General Store every day about Plexus, that market's probably saturated. But I'm out and about more, and I'm meeting a lot of new people, and it's wide open.
Find networking meetings. That's what. At least
in this, I find. Look at business associations. Look it up in the newspaper. Look up networking opportunities. They are everywhere, and I'm meeting people. For the last couple months or so, I've been purposely out of the house, out meeting people face to face, introducing people, exchanging business cards, going out to lunch, grabbing a cup of coffee. And nobody has heard of Plexus. Champaign, Bloomington, this is for Illinois, Champaign, Bloomington, Danville, wide open, Chicago, wide open. Yep. All the diamonds, all the jewels in Plexus are not moving to Illinois. They're going to Arkansas. They're going to Texas, Tennessee, where they're tax favorable states. They are not coming to Illinois. Why would you move a business here? I'm just asking. they're wide open, guys, and no one's even heard of Plexus yet. I'm sending out samples by the loads. I'm handing out samples by the loads, and I expect a fruitful harvest. Tapping into a whole brand new market is a little scary, and it takes time, but I'm willing to put in that time, and I'm just waiting for the crops to pop up because it's gonna happen. I'm excited about it.
Can I share about that law?
Mm-hmm.
I was listening to, this is why you need to listen to stuff every day, because you get little bits and pieces from everyone you listen to. So I was listening to a diamond in Alaska, forgetting her name right now, but anyways, she said, it is a law, what you sow, you will reap.
Yep.
And she said, if you are sowing seeds, and this means my dad doesn't go down one swipe in his field and plant seeds and then be like, okay, where's my harvest the next week, right? He's planting row after row after row in, multiple fields. And then it takes months, like 4 months before any harvest. So I think in Plexus, in light of the same analogy, it takes a lot of sowing and it takes time. But what we sow, we will reap. So that just hit a chord with me when she said that.
And just to encourage you, we still have friends and family talking behind our back about Plexus, even 2 years into it, and unfollowing us.
People haven't joined us,
honestly,
haven't even tried it yet.
Honestly, and this sounds cliche in this business, what is your why? It's, all that stuff. My why is bigger than my care of their opinion of me. I get messages from guys that the products are changing their lives, and so I'm just going to keep sharing. Don't let the negativity of other people who don't have an educated view of network marketing or Plexus bother you. They may come around. I had a guy last night who was telling everybody not to order Plexus from me. He found some cheaper stuff online that really works. Well, it didn't work, and last night he messaged me. I think it's time I tried this Plexus stuff. So be patient with people. And even though it sounds cliche, know your why. Why did you start? It's important. Why are you still doing it? Another thing is I've noticed even in Christianity, sometimes you forget how wonderful your personal testimony is until you share it or until you write it down. And it's like, man,
oh yeah,
I forgot how good that was. So even with Plexus, you start to get discouraged or anything, write down all the Plexus has done for you, whether with your health, and write it down and look at it. Keep it somewhere you can see it. It's like when you revisit a prayer sheet or answered prayer sheet or something. Man, is that a faith booster, isn't it? Mm-hmm. And it's the same thing. Revisit what Plexus has done for you, whether it be health, whether it be finances, whether it be friendships, whether it be personal growth. And you can really find some encouragement when you look back and see all the benefits that we've had.
Mm-hmm. One request that I got was to talk a little bit about belief. So you really have to, to really be confident, you have to have belief in the products. You have to have belief in yourself. You have to have belief in network marketing. I feel like belief in the products is from sharing with people and from personal experience with the products and just understanding the science behind them. I feel like that's key there. If you feel like your belief is wavering in those, go read testimonies on the Facebook groups. Go to YouTube and listen to some of the nutritionists talk about the science behind the products. That helps. Belief in yourself will come from those affirmations. This is my personal view. Who you are in Christ, knowing your identity is key, and also those personal development books will just grow you as a person. It'll open up worlds for you. You'll just see so much that you've never realized you didn't see before. And then, can you speak a little bit about belief in network marketing?
As far as the industry goes, I used to laugh when someone said that the industry is the greatest industry on the earth, but I don't necessarily agree with that. I think it has the potential to be the greatest industry on the face of the earth if you have a great company in that industry, and we have a great company in this industry. So there are some pretty sketchy network marketers out there. There are some pretty sketchy network marketing companies, but Plexus isn't one of them. And I don't know, Reed. I had to do a lot of research before I'd even consider it. And now I look and I root other network marketers on my Facebook feed. I'm like, when they promote or something, I'm like, isn't this awesome? Especially the LuLaRoe people. Have you seen the pictures of the ladies having the blowouts with the thin LuLaRoe pants? Because I'm like, hey, they obviously believe in the industry. Their pants don't work, but come on over to Plexus. We'll thin that thing down and get you going.
Oh my. Okay. Anyway.
So anyway, sorry. So here, there's some other companies too that.
No, go there. Don't go there.
I'm not going anywhere else. So, but there's some other companies I root. I have people on my news feed that are in Advocare, Stella and Dot. It works. And all these other companies, and I just root them on. I think that this industry is incredible. I think that those companies and the people, at least that I know representing them, are good quality people. And I send them congratulations because it's a great industry. And they obviously see the big picture of how great network marketing is. And if that venture or that business doesn't work for them, I want them to remember the kind, congratulatory Plexus guy, because kindness and gratitude, I think, reciprocates. And we're not just representing a company; we're representing a lot, and I think we're representing an industry. So, which is a wonderful industry if done correctly. And I think when people see people from different network marketing companies congratulating each other and doing those things, I think it starts to rebuild what people think about network marketing, which means it starts to rebuild what people are going to think about Plexus. A lot of people have a negative view of network marketing, and I think it's because of network marketers.
Yeah.
So I think I think we have a responsibility not just to be ambassadors for Plexus, we have a responsibility to be ambassadors for network marketing. It's kind of like when Christians from two different churches fight or whatever, the world looks at them and thinks, no way, I don't want anything to do with that. But then Jesus says, they will know that you are my disciples by your love for one another. And I think that I'm not comparing Plexus to Jesus by any means. However, the principle's the same in this industry. When they see us congratulating one another and really promoting the industry and not just the company, I think nothing but good things will come down the road as we re-educate our markets.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I got some cool stuff in the mail. And so I got some shaker bottles and some water bottles. And I haven't made a post yet, but I'm going to be rewarding people that are doing the work. So I'm doing a drawing tonight for those that have kept up with the Authentic Reach Out Challenge. And I'm going to have some more drawings at the end of that in a couple days. So just FYI on that, and keep your eyes peeled because I have a little P96 thing going for the next two people. I think maybe someone has already won them. I don't know, but I need to check the team page. But be watching because I'm going to be doing little incentives throughout the month. Okay, so pretty cool. Sorry guys, I have not been checking on the chat thing. Okay. Anyways, does anyone have any questions really quick? We kind of were all over the place tonight. But just unmute yourself if you have a question about something we said or didn't say, kind of drove past, maybe some fears you're struggling with or a mindset issue or something that maybe a positive or a praise that you've seen.
Hey, mine's not anything like you just said, but I just want to make sure, did everybody see the exciting email about convention? Plexus just made it easier for everybody to earn prizes. So you'll check your emails after you get off this.
Okay,
So, anyway.
cool.
Just want to make sure everybody saw that.
Perfect.
I wanted to ask you guys, when you send out samples, when you send out a sample, Justin, what are you sending to people?
I'll show you. Hold on one second.
I mean, because I send them out all the time, and I just, if I just send one, I'm like, oh, is this enough? Or
I know.
I don't want to send too much because then it gets pricey. And
I do different things. If it's a dream team person, I send them a package. If it's someone that just, that sounds bad, but if it's someone that wants a health benefit or something, I'll send them a stick of Slim. Casey, I remember sending you a sample, and I think I just stuck a little note and a pink drink sample. And she was a dream teamer, and she joined.
Well, this is kind of an experiment, I guess, but
it is kind of an experiment.
We bought a bunch of catalogs and a retailer's pack or two of Slim, and we're just trying to see over time what this produces.
It's a write-off, and you'll need write-offs at the end of the year anyway, so
like this one guy, this is just coming right out of the package that I'm putting in the mail tomorrow. So I send them I send them a catalog, and I've got a handwritten, personalized note on the front. I have a bunch of these old green brochures left over, so I send them too because I want to get rid of them. But so for me, I just made out of cardstock, matching colors. How about that? Anyway, I usually put a stick of Slim, one thing of Ease, and one thing of body cream, just to give them an idea.
I always, when I'm putting a big package together, I'll put in P96.
It depends on the person too, but this is my standard thing, and then I have my card on the back. So
yeah.
If it's someone who's really interested in the business, I give them one of the Success magazines. I do not send that to everybody because they're very expensive, I thought. But if it's someone really wanting the business, then I'll send them a Success magazine. And I'm starting to reach out to, at first I reached out about health a lot, and I'm still talking to people about health because there's a lot of health issues out there. But I'm also, I've kind of, especially in a new market, I'm not going for the nurse necessarily. I'm going for the doctor. I don't know if that makes sense or not. I think it's important, especially in a new market, who you recruit first.
Not necessarily the sick person.
I'm not saying that not everybody can benefit from the products. I think that, though, the first couple ambassadors in a market are very important for you, for the company, for the industry. And so I'm being somewhat strategic in who I give these samples to. I'm meeting with a lot of real estate people, bankers, business owners. We're going to eat with a lady who was voted most up and coming, most influential lady of Champaign. Those are the ones I'm going after, and I'm still sharing the products with people, but I'm being very specific, and I'm targeting. I'm going for the shakers and the movers. I'm going for the, that's just one thing I'm doing. So
can I speak? Okay, so there's a chat going on in this thread about reaching out to people, chatting with people, and then finding out they joined someone else. Okay, so that's the nature of the beast with this thing. I mean, it's not unfortunate. We're happy when anyone gets on the product, no matter who they sign up with. But I know what that feels like, and I understand. So I think the key is what I've learned when that has happened to me is that I have not been bold enough. It's either or the timing has been right when they've been approached by another person, or I've been talking to so many people that I've not followed up with them effectively. So I do ask. I think it's respectful to ask if they're if they've spoken with anyone else about Plexus, especially if you know that circles overlap. But at the same time, they are coming. If they've reached out to you, they are coming to you for certain reasons. So there can be some disappointing step on toes type of things sometimes, but it happens. So I don't know if there's more chats going on here, but yeah, business cards from Vistaprint, yeah.
Hey, Megan, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
How does the online sip and see work? Do you send samples out once you know who your people are that are going to attend? What do you do? Because at a traditional sip and see, you have products people can test. They can drink the pink drink. Just trying to get an idea how that works.
Is Lisa still on, or did she pop off? I don't see
She's
Lisa.
not on there.
Okay. Lisa's team has done several of those.
Amy's on there.
Amy's on there, but she can't talk because she doesn't have a phone. So what they do is they make a post that they have 10 spots or 5 spots for a little sip and see. And then once those spots are filled, then those people get mailed a pink drink sample. And yeah, Ruth Mann is the one to ask. She'll actually add you to the group, and you can see how she does it. But basically, yeah, they'll drink all the pink drinks together. And yeah, Ruth Mann, it's kind of her little brainchild, and she was really successful with it last month. So I would definitely capitalize on that and do a couple this month, because it's really not hard if you do an online one. Yeah.
And I know I talked to Ruth about that extensively, and she said what she did is created a private Facebook page. And so prior to the night where they actually got on a Zoom call together and they all drank their pink drink, she was posting things throughout the week so they could get a lot of information ahead of time. But it was, in a secluded private group, so that way she could talk to people, answer questions, that sort of thing.
Okay. Anything else real quick? Okay.
And just to encourage you, I still believe that this team's barely scratching the surface.
Yeah. Oh, I feel like we haven't even taken off yet.
I feel like, maybe you do when you first move away from home, move out of your small town for the first time. Where I got to leave Oakland to go tell someone about Plexus, so it's kind of like and no one knows about it. So it's there. I think that the opportunity is incredible.
It's wide open.
That's why we keep doing it. So I really think that this team overall wants to do what's right. And I think that the unity that we saw last month with the one team page and the new name, the unity has been, it's been incredible. I think it's maybe one of the things that was missing. People were just too busy or too spread out, and we just really enjoy the direction that the team's going, and I think we're going to go. As a team, we're going to go a lot farther than what we've ever expected.
Yeah, I think this year is going to be huge. So excited about that. Yay.
Yep.
We talked about I moved to a small town.
Yes, small towns are great.
Plexus does well in small towns. We learned that at corporate because people trust you. Okay, well, we'll pop off here.
Okay.
You guys have a great, great month. We'll be looking forward to celebrating a lot of silvers. That's the big overarching goal that we're going for this month. And silver stars. We want silver stars on the team this month.
Yes.
If you don't know what that is, go check it out. Alrighty, we'll let you guys go.
See you guys.